Working in confined spaces poses various potential hazards that can jeopardize the health and safety of workers. It's essential to identify and address these hazards to ensure a safe working environment. As you know, a training series is ongoing. Safety interview, the most difficult questions and their appropriate answers. And this is part 10. In this training session, I'll highlight the most common 10 potential hazards associated with confined spaces. So, without wasting time, let's get started. Hazard number 1, lack of oxygen. Confined spaces may have limited ventilation, leading to a decrease in oxygen levels. This can result in asphyxiation and respiratory problems, followed by death. As I told you, confined spaces are potential silent killers. So, be careful, be watchful, be vigilant, and proactive. Hazard number 2, toxic atmospheres. Some confined spaces may contain hazardous substances or gases such as carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, or volatile chemicals. Inhalation of these toxic atmospheres can cause severe health effects, including poisoning or suffocation. Examples of toxic confined spaces include chemical storage tanks, sewage treatment tanks, grain bins or silos, underground storage tanks, industrial processing vessels or reactors, sewers and manholes, underground mining areas with harmful gases, petroleum storage tanks or pipelines. These all are the examples of toxic and hazardous confined spaces. Hazard number 3, flammable or explosive atmosphere. Dear friends and fellows, certain confined spaces may contain flammable substances or vapors, creating a risk of fire or explosions. Even a very small ignition source can have catastrophic consequences. Examples include fuel storage tanks, chemical processing vessels, or grain silos. Hazard number 4, engulfment or entrapment. Confined spaces with loose materials, liquids, or flowing substances can pose a risk of engulfment, where workers can be buried or trapped. This includes scenarios like engulfment in grain silos or entrapment in confined spaces with moving machinery. Hazard number 5, temperature extremes. Some confined spaces may have extreme temperatures, either too hot or too cold, which can lead to heat stress, heat stroke, hypothermia, or frostbite. Confined spaces that can pose risks of heat stroke or frostbite include industrial furnaces or boilers, walk-in freezers or refrigeration units, cold storage facilities, and steam tunnels. You are on the platform of Safety First Life. If you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon for all future notifications. And if you find the video informative, then like, comment, and share it with your friends and fellows. Today, we are discussing about top 10 potential hazards in confined spaces. Hazard number 6, physical hazards. Confined spaces may have physical obstacles such as narrow passages, low ceilings, or sharp edges, increasing the risk of injuries from falls, cuts, or bruises. Confined spaces with physical obstacles may include crawl spaces with tight passages or low ceilings, storage tanks with narrow entry points, underground utility vaults with limited space to maneuver and equipment, or machinery enclosures with restricted access points. Number 7. Mechanical hazards. In certain confined spaces, machinery, equipment, or moving parts may be present. Workers can be at risk of being caught, crushed, or struck by these mechanical hazards. Examples of confined spaces with mechanical hazards may include machinery rooms with moving parts and rotating equipment, equipment enclosures with exposed belts or gears, boiler rooms with high pressure steam systems, and pump stations with large rotating pumps. These spaces pose risks such as entanglement, crushing, shearing, or impact injuries due to contact with moving machinery or equipment. Number 8. Communication and rescue difficulties. This is one of the major and potential killer. The limited access and restricted communication in confined spaces make rescue and emergency response challenging. This can delay assistance and increase the severity of injuries or fatalities. Hazard number 9. Poor visibility. Many confined spaces have low lighting conditions or may be completely dark, making it difficult for workers to see potential hazards or escape routes. Examples might be underground tunnels or sewers with limited lighting, storage tanks or silos with obstructed views due to the presence of materials or equipment, etc. Confined spaces. Potential hazard number 10. Psychological and emotional factors. Dear friends and fellows, working in confined spaces can induce feelings of claustrophobia, anxiety, or stress, affecting workers' mental well being and potentially leading to impaired judgment or panic. It is crucial to conduct a thorough risk assessment to identify these potential hazards and implement appropriate control measures. This includes proper ventilation, continuous air monitoring, personal protective equipment (PPE), confined space permits, effective communication systems, training and education, and an established rescue plan. Remember, by addressing these hazards proactively, employers can minimize the risks associated with working in confined spaces and ensure the safety of their workers. Similarly, if the workers they are aware of the potential hazards and they are following the safety precautions, they can save their own life and their fellow workers. In the upcoming training session, I'll discuss how would you ensure that proper entry procedures are followed before entering a confined space. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Wish to see you soon with a new HSC tutorial. Until then, take care, good luck and goodbye.